Dear PlayStation players, my fellow PlayStation fans, exclusives are not the only way to make money. In fact, the best and most lucrative way to actually make money is multi-platform. You will gain a higher percentage per platform that you put your game on and on each sale. It also reduces the barrier for gamers to come in and buy your games. To my fellow PlayStation fans, I'm saying this to you because PlayStation is already doing this and proving this to you. For some strange reason, nonetheless, many don't necessarily see it that way, so I'm going to drive the point home. Every YouTuber that has made fun of Xbox going multi-platform, I want you to now look at them with a different light when I'm done showing you the data that actually other people making money on your account while you get the lion's share is just fine. I was having a conversation with somebody in the comment section. I don't want to show their name on purpose. They're actually a YouTuber. They're playing some YouTube, some games on YouTube, and they're uploading videos frequently. I can tell. Their channel is approaching monetization. And so they were talking about how the Xbox platform is basically going to be a go-away platform. Now, I was quite surprised because I was like, well, why would they think so? Because Xbox is doing this is an Xbox campaign. In fact, their comments started out with, I don't see PlayStation doing this is a PlayStation campaign. It's basically a snide remark at Xbox's leveraging of other platforms to sell its games. And so I said, well, which PlayStation game can ever come close to the sales of Call of Duty or Minecraft? And then they replied and said, you mean multi-platforms? Because PlayStation makes money from it too as well, which is actually fine. Let me go ahead and expose the YouTube thing for you. You see, this is my YouTube channel. And on my YouTube channel, when I go to the analytics under the audience tab, I see all of the channels that you all watch. All of you that come to the channel, whether you are a PlayStation fan or an Xbox fan, YouTube doesn't know who you are. They just know the videos that you watch, and the algorithm suggests other videos along the lines of those. So most of you are watching Digital Foundry and watching Oh No Italics. You're watching DF Clips, more Digital Foundry. Most of you are watching Plume Gaming. Shout out to Plume Gaming. I just recently I've discovered his content. Spawn Wave. Shout out to Spawn Wave. I also discovered his content a while back. If we keep going, you guys are watching Destin, Jay Wood, Mr. Map Plays, Fritanger, Dr. Disaster, Oh No It's Alex Streams, Dreamcast Guy, Dirk Griggity, Luke Stevens, and Colt Eastwood. Every single individual that YouTube has basically told me that you watch, every single one of them, they basically share their ad revenue with YouTube. YouTube gets 45% of every single ad revenue slice that they make. Did you hear what I said? I said 45%. If you do not cough up that 45%, go somewhere else. I myself am in that boat. So Xbox making 70% and PlayStation being able to take 30, in some cases 20, according to the reports in Call of Duty, is way better for them because they have a bigger bank in that regard than any of these content creators. All of us put together, all our ad revenue lifetime would not even touch, the first hour of Call of Duty sales, the first 10 minutes of a brand new Call of Duty launch. And so when people say this stuff, I'm like, are you guys really going to come around and try to, in a sense, disparage Xbox's business strategy or even PlayStation's business strategy? Like multi-platform is like a sin or like it's this thing that is looked down on. Ew, gross. When PlayStation is showing you guys that multi-plat is just as important, if not more important, in a market that is changing where people can access video games on their cell phones. Folks, we have an issue since post-COVID. Ask anybody in education, what is the biggest problem that we have since we've given these kids Chromebooks to use for school after COVID? They will tell you the uncanny nature of them to find games to play online. They don't have to wait to go home. They don't have to worry about their Nintendo Switch battery dying during school. They can just play games anywhere and get their gaming in before mom and dad regulates their 2 hours of video game at home. They will sneak and sneak. Even with all the rules, with everything you set, they will still sneak their way. So games are not difficult to play. You don't need a bulky machine anymore to game. And understanding this paradigm is where we see that multi-platform is exactly where games need to go in order for them to stay sustainable so that these companies don't fold. Y'all will fold to Stickman. If you see the dumb games, and these people that make these kinds of games, they basically get ad revenue as well. They'll make a game and they'll call the URL sciencelearning.com. They'll go buy a big expensive, URL that all of the filters in educational institutions can't block. So when the students go to, and when the filter sees science, education, math, fun, whatever, they're like, oh yeah, it's a math website. No, they're playing like a stupid Java video game on there. Some Java game on some. You, the teacher, you're gonna look and be like, yo, how did y'all get past this? How did this get past the filter? In this world that I'm living in, the students and the young people coming up in this world have more access to video games than we could ever dream. If you're a millennial, you thought you played video games, these children they've probably logged in as much hours as you have in the decades of gaming that you've played in their short lifespan. So an exclusive is a recipe for disaster in this gaming industry. You got to think about it. You cannot juxtapose your own gaming, needs and your own gaming culture on a lot of these kids. It's not possible. Those of you who have grown kids, my kids are not as grown as the students that I work with. Those of you that have grown kids, level with them and see what they do. You'll know. Those of you that have nephews and nieces that game, level with them, see what they're doing, see what games they're playing, see how they're playing the games. You will be your jaw will drop in seeing how accessible these games are for them. Every time, you just do a survey, these kids, they have their Nintendo Switches because it's family friendly. If you're looking at gaming and you're not looking at these kids, you're joking. You're living in a bubble, and you're gonna be so lost. You'll wake up at 45 and be, oh, back in my day, everything would have changed. You wouldn't even know what gaming looks like anymore. The moment these kids start gaming on little devices such as their watches, where they're logging in moves by actions that they can basically play with friends on small remote devices, and it's consequential, and they can go back home and pick up from there. Tom Clancy's The Division showed us this kind of, utopia, dystopia, whatever you want to call it. Do y'all remember that? I'm a Division player almost day one. I remember I didn't know what the game was about, so I refunded it, and I eventually bought a used copy on eBay. Ended up starting my whole YouTube career on that game. This is one of the first gameplay trailers for The Division 1. In this gameplay trailer, they have a friend who joined the session. They were hyping the game. You know how Ubisoft used to show you Fugazi trailers? They were hyping the game that your friends can join. The guy on the bottom left, Chris AFK tablet. Do you see it? Look at it very closely. This person here joined the group with a tablet and was able to activate a drone in the live session. Back then, the technology was a dream. Today, too easy. So no offense, but many of you, you're stuck back here. You're stuck in 2013, 2010, and you cannot visualize what the future and the advancements are going on. You need to get out of your Discord groups, man, and go talk to people that game outside. And I know it's hard to find them. Like, this is where we say touch a little bit of grass. Like, high five somebody else that's a gamer that doesn't play the kinds of games that you see, that you play, and you'll be very, very shocked as to how things go. I remember when they were playing with the drone battle. See, Chris is over there with a tablet. He's talking with them. It was like a scripted whatever. We know that they scripted this whole thing. But if they make the next Division game, everyone is expecting this functionality, not because, they lied to us. No, because it's now actually very much possible. Ubisoft, being one of the forefront runners in terms of R&D when it comes to gaming, they're capable of doing this stuff. So again, how anybody is stuck with console sales? You barely play the darn thing for more than so many hours every day anyways. Do you think these companies are going to sit there and wait for you to come back home every day so that you can log in 2 hours and then get tired? And then now you got to take care of the kids and you got to take care of bills. You got to do the budget. You're growing old. You don't have time to game anymore. That's why you're watching all my YouTube videos, okay? I'm just being honest with everybody. Hey, let's all this talk about people saying, we're hardcore gamers. You can only be a hardcore gamer so long. I just really found out. I'm like, bro, we only got so much time. We're grown. We're raising kids. We're tackling life. And so gaming is adapting itself to meet us where we are. The only thing is Xbox is understanding this faster. In fact, PlayStation understands this, but they have to actually keep up this mirage so that y'all can spend as much money as possible while they transition. PlayStation has a cloud handheld device. Like, they're more advanced in this whole thing than even Xbox, in my opinion. They're using Xbox's own servers to deploy gaming on the cloud. And somehow we're all still here so stuck with the fact that the Xbox is putting their games everywhere because it's multi-plat, like it's a sin. No, it is not. It is exactly where gaming is going. If you haven't woken up from it and you're still, you're still believing that somewhere, somehow it's bad, while all the people that you're watching, right, are telling you, oh, it's bad because they're going to go out of business. Let them keep telling you that, because their tunes will change once, things start to basically shape up. I mean, we don't have to wait too long. People out in the country, farmers out in the country now have fiber internet, now have access to Starlink, satellite internet. Like, you can literally be sitting on your horse as a rancher, and you have a better connection than some people that live in the inner city in terms of an internet connection. Yeah, this is where technology is. It's like everything has become up has become down has become up. And people don't want to open their eyes to it. You think farmers don't game? Who do they make Farm Simulator for? Who do they make all these simulators for? Bro, I shouldn't even say much. Let's just leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Peace out.